Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on Inside the Closet, Emma Willman and Mateo Lane welcome back Trana Wintour to talk about white fragility, tearing down racist statues, and proper protest etiquette. On Y'all Ever, Dave Ross and Hampton Yount read an email from a listener whose Zoom meeting was crashed by Nazis. On Small Doses, Amanda Seales talks to actress Tika Sumpter about her new lifestyle brand Sugarberry, a community dedicated to Black motherhood. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for a full list of our shows, featuring hosts like Kyle Kinane, Dulce Sloan, and Gilbert Gottfried. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show, and remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
Starburns Audio.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-hosts Arm and Dan. Benders, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, calm down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Gleib.
Ben Gleib, welcome to the show, brother.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
I'm really good. It's great to be with you. I wish it was in person. I long for your touch.
Oh man, I long
touch,
for
man.
it too, and I want people to know we'll talk more about what you have ventured to do. I mean, you're an amazing person. You ran for frickin' president of the United States of America.
You did.
It's how much you felt the things that we all feel, and you actually this is a common theme with you. You put your foot forward and you actually do something about it. So comedians are off the road and they're not doing stuff. You're like, I'm going to do something about it. We'll talk about that at the break, but I love that you're here because you've always been one of our favorite comics. And you always don't suffer. You do not suffer fools lightly. And this show is all about the fools in this world.
It is. And I can't thank you for the kind words. I'm very emotional now, but I will choke back my tears.
Please.
I cannot wait to suffer them very publicly and make them pay for their mistakes.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think the world's getting dumber? Are we getting dumber as a people?
Or is dumb just have a larger channel to get out to people now?
Yeah, dumb is just, I think we've always been pretty dumb. Dumb is just being empowered. Dumb feels like it's time right now.
Yeah, no,
Right.
we can't allow
Dumb's
that.
having a moment. is
Dumb's
what you're
having a
saying.
moment.
Right.
Yes, it is.
We can't allow that to happen. When we get great stories, Ben, sent to us from our awesome fans, and then Dan goes through them. We've never heard them. You've never heard it.
Dan's barely heard
Dan's
it.
barely heard it. We're going to get through this one together. So, Dan, take it away.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Here's the headline.
Who was it sent to us by?
It was sent to us by Kate Peckham @ Peck Hamburger.
Thank
Heyo.
you, Kate.
Peck Hamburger. If your name's Peckham and you go by Peck Hamburger, I feel like that is a nickname you got in high school sports.
And I also feel like she has to be a vegan at this point, right?
Why not? Why not?
I mean,
Okay,
it'd be impossible if she wasn't.
Stop it.
Okay, there
Stop
we go.
it.
All right.
Jesus.
Garden
that
Burger is just
seemed
less strong of a name.
Garden
Right.
Burger is way less
strong
strong.
than that.
Great.
that joke you made seemed like a real joke, but it felt like one.
It tasted like
No,
one.
you
Right.
bit into it and you're like, this isn't quite a real joke. It's
Okay, ready?
not filling me up the same way.
Guilt-free comedy, you guys.
There you go. That's our show. Drunk man rescued after passing out with rum bottle in lap. First of all, that's hack drinking.
Well, how many rum bottles is this number one? Because if it's number one, you aren't drinking enough.
I
to do
guarantee you, if he was holding a child, he would not have cared if the child rolled off and fell wherever it needed to fall. But that
that. He
rum
held
bottle,
on to that rum bottle.
He held on to that rum bottle.
And it might have. That child might have rolled over. My big question initially is, did they find this man passed out with rum bottle as one of the guys in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's
ride.
well. So let me ask you this:
Parlay.
has that?
Well, it's definitely not on Splash Mountain, which we're all
There we go.
protesting.
Yes. Had it? Do you feel like Pirates of the Caribbean has romanticized falling asleep with a rum bottle?
Yeah, that's where I got the dream.
Yeah.
For
Okay. Good.
sure.
Great.
Yeah, I would concur with that
Okay.
feeling.
Good.
Okay, so sent it by Kate. You shouldn't drink and raft, especially down a flooded river heading over a dam.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I think the best times, and I don't know if you've done this, Dan. Haven't you inner tubed? You've inner tubed, right?
Yeah, float the river.
You float the river. That's the time to drink.
Oh yeah, and I've done it in Texas and Wisconsin and Northern California.
It's fun to drink and sit in an inner tube and not do anything and let the river take you.
Yes, that's basic water safety, really, is you want to be drinking heavy amounts that impair your judgment and your motor function while in a transport vehicle that has no bottom.
Right. No bottom, but is somehow trapping you.
And a cup that doesn't have a
exactly
bottom either, my friend.
That's a bottomless,
Those are bottomless beers.
bottomless bottle of rum.
So this guy's in an he's in an overflowing river heading towards a dam, and he's got a bottle of rum on his pocket, on his
Let me
lap.
ask you this, Dan.
Right.
Do you think he started drinking before he got on the raft, or
Oh, that's the thing. I don't think a raft is involved at all. Oh no, there is.
He's rafting.
he's rafting?
Yes, but he's also rafting a flooded river.
Yeah.
So to him, he was like, "This is a drunken
I
opportunity."
can go
what
right
if-
out my door.
What if he passed out on the raft, right? And the
Not
river
by
was
the-
not flooded.
Right.
And,
And
then
the
the river
river just
flooded
picked
up, and he just started.
He's the Noah's Ark of drinking.
Yes, he's wishing he had a twin brother at that point to go with him.
That's
right.
right.
There he
Two of
is.
everything.
So he could procreate.
So it says you shouldn't drink and raft, especially down a flooded river heading over a dam.
I got two of everything. I got 2 gallstones, 2 custody battles.
Indiana conservation officers, which I imagine is the most fullest of time jobs, where you're just trying to conserve anything you can in Indiana.
Oh man.
Along with the Crawford County Sheriff's Department, rescued an intoxicated man who had passed out and floated more than how many miles down the flooded Blue River Sunday? Now I'm going to tell you, I have a photo of him. I don't think it looks to me like he's just belly up floating down this river. It doesn't look like he's on a raft at all.
Here, Rand, take that to him.
How many miles do you guys think he passed out, floated down river with a bottle on his lap? How many do you think it was?
I'm seeing a lot of leaves. What am I looking at there? Leaves?
He's in the background.
He's
He's
way
deep.
back there.
He's deep.
It's our own Zapruder
Wow.
film.
Yeah.
I think, yes, it is. I don't know. I think it probably came from the book suppository.
Yeah.
I think he
Suppository.
floated down. My guess is he's floated a solid 4.5 miles.
4.5 miles. All right, Jason Sklar.
8 miles.
8 miles.
So when I went
An M&M, if you will.
Yes.
When I went camping
He
with
didn't float in Detroit. My God.
Yeah, no. Well, here. So when I went camping with my family, there was it was like a 1.5 mile float that did not take a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you're on an overflowing river that's heading towards a dam, it's moving pretty fast.
That would
So
be, yes.
I think he went 17 miles.
17 miles.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Traveled a long way.
One of you is only 1 mile off.
All right, Ben.
Does anybody want to change their guess?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm tempted to go 17 miles now, but I'm sticking by 4.5.
You get
Okay.
4.5. I'll say.
But you can change yours 1 up or 1 down. He said
wanna
one
go
of us
1
is
up or 1 down?
1 mile up.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going 5.5.
5.5. Jay, what do you think?
9.
Okay.
I think I'll go down 16 because I know I was up there a little ways.
He floated 7 miles
Wow.
down the flooded Blue River.
So
too high.
how fast was it going?
it had to go very fast.
Right, and how long was he drunk for?
Not long enough.
All right.
Officers
Do you
received.
think he thought he was on his couch the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
This movie's amazing.
A river definitely does run through it.
Yep.
There it is. Meryl, where are you, Meryl? Your kid
He's like, Meryl
needs
Streep's
you.
a good actress. I don't even recognize her.
Yeah, it's his own deliverance. I'm glad we went with a river runs through.
There you go.
Officers received multiple calls about the man who was floating down the river on a raft with a bottle of rum in his lap. Imagine those calls. 911, what's your emergency? Well, I don't know if it's an emergency.
There's a man floating down the river.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
He got a bottle of rum on his lap. All right.
Does he seem awake?
No.
How long has he been going for? I've been watching him about 2 miles.
And I love that he's not actively drinking it. It's just in his lap, like he's
like a
protecting
baby.
it with his life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure he was talking to it.
Yeah.
You're my best friend, bottle.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through this. We're gonna be
I
all
wonder if he
right.
also started pounding it just to try to reduce the weight of
Right.
it, not realizing it was the same amount of weight still.
How many times during his trip down the river did he say to the bottle, "If you don't shut up, I'm gonna jettison you"?
I thought you were going to say, how many times did he call it Huck Finn? It's just me and you now, Huck. When they reported to the scene, 2 officers were unable to awaken the man despite throwing bags and shouting a whistle from the bank. Bags of what? Like cornhole?
Yeah, cornhole.
They made the cops made a game out of
Try and get it
Into his belly
mouth
button,
while he's.
it. Yeah, the cops were like, okay,
If
whose
we
turn is it?
knock over the rum bottle and you win a prize.
I was hoping the cops turned into kids when kids create a game. They're like, okay, no, hold on.
Wait.
If you throw it first.
What if I skip it off the water?
Right.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Doesn't count. What if he wakes
game
up
I would've-
before?
What's the game you would have played?
The game I would have played would have been just being on the riverbank with a very long straw and see who could get it in there first.
Into the rum bottle.
You're gonna
Into the
throw-
rum bottle.
Daniel
You
Plainview
better
style?
believe
That's the Daniel Plainview game.
I drink your rum.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will talk about what the cops did other than throwing bags to try and save this man. Remember, the whole time, he's heading towards a dam.
And he's not waking up.
No,
But
not
he's
at all.
very,
Oh,
very
all right,
happy.
we'll be right
by
back.
the way, that is
Oh.
that's sleeping better than we'll talk about it on the other side of the break. All right,
Okay.
it's Dumb People
And
Town.
classic cliffhanger.
Ben
Well done.
Gleib is with us.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, Randy and Jason here, and whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want what you're listening to be what you're listening to.
Yeah, you don't want to catch like glimpses and little snitbits of like what
Snitbits
you know what
or
I'm talking about?
tidbits of what your kids are listening to or anyone else. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of bucks on a pair, you need to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. They are amazing. I got my Raycon earbuds. They
So do
cancel
I.
out everything. Raycon earbuds start for about a half price of the other ones, premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing as the top audio brands. You know, the newest model, the everyday E25 earbuds are their best ones yet. Jay, I love these so much.
I'm using it nonstop, Brent.
6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth playing, more bass, more compact design, gives you a nice noise isolating fit.
I like that if you have one of them in, you can just use one of them. For
They're
a second.
stylish and discreet. I love these so much. Now's the time to get a pair, the latest and the greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order by raycon.com /starburns. That's by BUI raycon.com RAYCON.com /starburns for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. I love these earbuds so much. I know you do too.
I'm all about them, man. They're my reach. You know what you feel when you reach for them, and that's
you
the thing you
love
reach
'em.
for. And that's my hike. Those are my hike earbuds.
Those
when
are my
I hike.
walk-in earbuds. Buy BUYRAYCON.com /starburns for 15% off.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We got Ben Gleib with us. I want people on this who are listening to this podcast to know a little bit about the Nowhere Comedy Club. It's
For
where
sure.
it's where Randy and I did a headlining set, and Dan featured. It's where Dan will in the near future do
Yeah,
his
Ben
own.
and I have already talked about it. I'll be
Headline
doing one
set.
this summer.
Great. Awesome. It's a really fantastic. Maybe we'll find a way to do a live Dumb People Town on one of these, which would be also fantastic. Tell them about Nowhere Comedy Club, and I think it's one of the most brilliant things to come out of this virus pandemic.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're trying to find a date for Dan to do it in July,
Mhm.
and we'd love to have Dumb People Town. We already have some podcasts. Basically, when quarantine hit, you know, like you said, I had run for office for a year and had to kind of stepped out of a lot of my comedy life. Didn't have a lot of income for a while. And then I thought, okay, that failed. I didn't become president. Shocker to me and everybody that I knew.
Agreed.
But I was ready to go back into comedy, and then the world shut down. and comedy clubs closed, TV production shut down, all of our potential income disappeared, and live entertainment for people disappeared at a time when we needed it more than ever.
Sure.
Yep.
And so my first thought was, I wonder if I could create a comedy club online. And my first question I had to solve was, obviously, for comedy to work, for an audience, stand-up to work, you need live laughter.
Yes.
And so I just thought, what if I invited the audience in on a video conferencing software platform to laugh with us, to hear them live as though you're in a club? And so I called Steve Hofstetter. He'd been thinking along similar lines, and he and I just combined forces and created the D.W.R Comedy Club. And basically, we now have a comedy club in your living room, in anybody's living room. We have locations around the globe.
So what it's amazing. What I love about it is that for comics, we are dying to do our material. We miss doing the road.
We've written so much material.
We've written so much material about the first 30 minutes of the set we did last week for you guys was all brand new. And we've wanted to do it out in the world, and then to do it in front of, and you guys cap it around 390, and we were pretty damn close to it. To do it in front of 350 to 400 people and hear their laughter. And
then hear from people like, hey, I live in upstate New York and you guys haven't come here. Or I live in a part of Florida that I don't think you guys are coming to, but this was my way to see you guys live.
Or I'm unable to leave my home in a normal time. Like, it's hard for me to get out anyway.
Absolutely.
And this was my chance to see you guys. What was so nice, and again, you buy one ticket, even if you're a couple, they're watching it together. So I say there were 375 tickets bought. There could have been 500 people there because a lot of people,
600.
Yeah, a lot of people watched it together. So it just was beautiful. It felt like an event. You guys really did a great job. So,
and we're walking around watching your set, which you were hilarious, watching Dan's set. Randy and I are pacing around Randy's wife's office the same way we walk around the green room before we do our set. It felt like getting ready to get on stage.
And then you get on.
I love that.
It just was really, really, you guys have made something special that I think, it just was, you do such a good job for all of our fans out there. And we have a lot of fans who love stand-up, who are sad that they cannot go to their even local club and see their favorite people come through. D.W.R.comedy.club.com.
Go to their site.
Check
Look
it
who's
out.
coming up. There's great comics all the time. All people we watch, we love. And if you want to see them
instead of watching the news for the 20th time in a row, it'll be there for you. It'll be there for you when it gets out.
All the news and all the things you worry about will be there an hour and 30 minutes after you start the show.
This was the note that we got from people. I'm sure you guys hear this all the time. They felt like they could recharge after watching that.
And I know we owe you this in written form for your website. We owe you this, and we're going to give it to you because we believe this wholeheartedly.
That it just, people recharged and saw the show and they felt great. So just a great job with that.
Thank you so much for the kind words. I mean, that's what we try to do is, Zoom shows can suck, and we just really figured it out. We have an amazing staff and show managers and bouncers, and we just make sure that the experience is fun and you feel like you're having a night out while you're in. People are having date nights at the shows.
Yeah.
And it's just been incredible. I'm doing my own show on July 2nd at D.W.R Comedy Club.
Nice.
I improvised the entire hour, and it's called Gleib off the top, and you can see that. And crowd work works even better than at a club because we have our people cut the camera to who I'm talking to, so you see in their living room, you see vulnerably their life instead of the back of their head from far away. Todd Barry just did a sold-out crowd work show at our club too. And I do a monthly one with Greg Proops. He and I do Whose Line Is It Anyway style improv games together for 90 minutes. So it's a real great venue, and I really hope everybody checks it out. Thank you guys so much for the kind words.
Oh, of course,
can't wait to have you back.
July 2nd for sure. Check out Ben Gleib because you were awesome on the both shows. That when you
check him out, and then we'll be pimping real hard when Dan gets his date in July on this show. You guys know about that.
Ben, I wanted to ask you, have you had any, we keep seeing these stories of like people on a work Zoom where somebody goes to the bathroom or somebody like changes their shirt. Have you had any like just, this could only happen here? Like somebody had a fire break out in their home while they were like watching the Zoom or anything?
During one of our early shows, we had Steve Hofstetter was doing a show, and literally we have all these, warnings and messages for it to be a good experience. You want to wear headphones and you want to do this and keep yourself muted if you're in a loud environment. Somebody thought their angry parrot wouldn't be a problem.
Jesus.
So
It's not
that
me.
was quite-
It's not me. It's not me. This is the issue about
Exactly.
fucking accountability. Don't
Yeah.
bring your
That's
parrot.
so funny, guys. I tried to
That's
tell
right.
him. I
Would
tried
you
to
bring
tell
your
him.
parrot to a comedy? If you brought your parrot to a comedy club, they would be like, you can't bring
And
that
they
in
start
here.
talking back.
Right?
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even know what I would
Right.
do as a comic.
Unless you're
Going
Jeff
on.
Just
Dunham.
repeating everything you said on stage.
Right.
It's really rude.
I would say,
And-
does Polly want a cracker? And then I would turn to the white guy whose shoulder it was on and be like, does the cracker want a cracker?
There you
Get
go.
him out of here.
All
So
right,
that
well,
happened.
well-
And so now we literally tell people, if you have an angry parrot, please shut him up. And
keep,
then
keep it to
and then
yourself.
one amazing moment happened was I was doing my show with Greg Proops, and we were improvising a scene in like a fake medical drama, an over-the-top medical drama.
Uh-huh.
And I noticed that one of the people in the audience is an ER nurse on her shift in the ER
Whoa.
treating people with COVID. And I cut the camera to her in the moment, and suddenly she's in a scene with us
Brilliant.
as a nurse.
Brilliant.
Oh, that's so great.
That is something you cannot do.
In a comedy club.
Yeah, you are
That's a
going to
fact.
find these things as you continue down this
It's
road.
beautiful, and I love it because it isn't just like, hey, here's the thing you had before in the time when you didn't think you could have it. It's like, here's something new and different and adaptive and creative.
And we're going to build on it. We're going to build
I
on your
love it.
experience. So just great. We got great feedback from our fans. Can't wait to see yours on July 2nd.
Heck
And
yeah.
then Dan's later in July. And then we'll do a Dumb People Town on there. We'll figure that out.
All right, let's get back to this
Love it.
crazy story.
Okay,
Yeah.
so where we left
Yes.
off, when the officers reported to the scene, two
Throwing
officers
bags at
they
him.
were unable to wake him despite throwing bags, shouting, and blowing a whistle, which I hope is the order. Like first they just tried to throw shit, then they were like, "We'll shout at him, holler at him," and
Hey.
then a whistle.
Is it a slide whistle?
Officers, yes. Officers then, they're like, I have my kid's recorder in the trunk. Officers then launched a boat and set up a tagline across the river and sent a rescue swimmer to try and catch the man before he was swept over the Milltown Dam. Milltown Dam sounds like it closed and everybody's been out of work ever since.
The poor Milltown Dam. I mean, Milltown used to be a great place.
Right.
Well, we're living here in Milltown.
Fortunately, a Crawford County. So when he gets to the the line where they're supposed to grab him at the dam, he never shows up. Which also kind of feels
He
like
had
that
better
probably
things to do.
That's what I'm
He had
saying.
better things to
that
do.
also probably is a perfect summary of his life. He's just never gonna show.
Hey, remember your son's graduation?
I remember it. I just had a
I
thing.
couldn't be there.
Right. I love when they're like, I know I didn't make it. Yeah, no shit. You think you're telling me that? Fortunately, Crawford County Sheriff's deputy spotted the man who washed ashore a couple miles above the dam
So-
and was able to reach him.
They're talking about him like he's a dead whale.
Yeah,
he washed
100%.
up onto shore like a log.
But imagine these cops were like, is he coming? Where the hell did he go? And he's just sleeping in a bank, like 3 miles up the
also-
river.
He's very lucky they didn't think he was a live whale and push him right back in.
I know. I know.
Exactly.
We got to get this thing back in water. Just roll it, roll it, roll it. Well, the idea now, I now believe more than ever that this was just God having a little bit of fun, because I feel like he definitely sat down in a raft in his front yard, started drinking, passed out. Then the river rose and carried him. Okay. So now he's going down and people are like, oh God, this is going to be bad. He's sitting there with a thing
7 miles from his house.
7 miles from his house. He's going to go over the dam. And then God was like, nope,
All right,
no,
we'll veer you back.
We'll just put
We
you over.
had our fun. We'll
Yeah,
close
because the Lord works in mysterious ways, and I think you've just proven it.
Right.
100%.
And probably, I don't know for a fact, I don't know the man personally, but I imagine it would especially be a difficult circumstance for him if, as he's being drifted into this angry, raging river, his first thought is, damn it, and I don't usually drink rum. I'm a whiskey man.
This is how I'm going to go.
That's his biggest point of contention.
Yeah,
Guys.
he wishes he had his faves.
And this is
Don't judge me for the rum. It's
and,
like,
or this is how he is now going to tell everyone this is what's going to happen to you when you drink
Oh,
rum.
for sure.
You're
Yeah,
going
this
to
is
drink
his
that
new
bottle of
story.
rum. You're going to fall asleep on a raft. You're going to go 7 miles away from your home. You're going to wash up on a
but
bank.
let's talk about like holding a whole bottle. Like drinking from the bottle is a certain kind of sad drinking that like
Yeah, you're either like
You're
celebrating or mourning.
trying to forget.
Right. Yeah, there's no in between.
Yeah, you're
And I feel like often both. I mean, the best celebrations end up with a great cry.
100. Yes.
I just wonder if you think it would be at all effective, this scared straight motivational speech in high school auditoriums. He tells the story, you're going to be washed down river, and the kids firstly either think this is the most made up bullshit story in the world, or they're like, this sounds like a dream. They wish they wish
I
you could
know.
go to water parks.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I've done this. It is a great afternoon.
That's the best ride at Hurricane Harbor. It's the one that goes through the little bar and then you're
Yeah,
around the
you go
lazy
right
river
around.
going
Yeah.
around everybody.
Yeah.
You know it.
You know it. The man was evaluated by medical workers and then arrested without incident, which I hope the whole time he just kept being like, you guys saw that? You saw that?
What's
Like,
he
yes, you're under-
arrested for?
Public drunkenness?
I don't know.
Because he's not
Yeah, it has
really
to be public
creating a
drunkenness.
scene. The only thing I could
He did
arrest
force them
to
to
have to use emergency equipment.
And
and
they might have put out a warning saying like you cannot be on the river, it's flooded.
Right. So maybe he disregarded, but still, like, I think this is like the police department saying, you cost us money, like sending out these boats and doing this thing. And
I
now we
guess so, but it's now more money because now it's in the legal system. He's going to have to appeal this. This is a good example of police overreach. Let certain things go. The guy has suffered enough.
let him go.
Nearly lost his life.
Let this
I
guy go
guarantee-
over the dam.
I
please.
guarantee if this was like in like the UK, it probably would have ended without even an arrest. Like so many times we get international stories where they're like, and they let the guy go.
But to me, if
and
it's
now
in a-
this guy's going to be at the very tip of the edge of the sword, the figurative sword of defund the police.
yeah,
for sure.
This
Or,
guy.
or he,
He's like, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the faces of everybody else in the holding cell? It's like, you're arrested for what? Like, stop lying.
He's
dude.
also
Quoted.
a guy who's going to start the Raft Lives Matter
okay.
movement.
stop.
That's this guy.
Well,
he's in-
yeah, he doesn't get it.
And
He
he's
doesn't
in
get it.
prison.
Yeah.
He's in prison trying to make this sound hard. He's like, you're damn right I did. Down the river.
You're right.
7 miles.
He's like,
with a bottle.
With the bottle.
and then he has
against the current,
he has
both
his own
ways.
song. He's like, "Rummin' with the devil." Like, stop, Glenn, stop.
Stop.
Did I drop the bottle? No.
Right.
No, but to me, if this is a scene in Reno 911, they're like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. All right. I'm glad we saved you." And then they take one step up, and then you see him floating back down the
Floating
river
back
again,
down.
and then they gotta go get him.
Headed home.
No, don't go there.
That's our story.
That's a hell of a story. Ben Gleib, excited for your show on July 2nd, Nowhere Comedy Club. So happy to be a part of it. Thank you for including us and in the future, Dan, and maybe a Dumb People Town. Keep doing what you're doing because it's great stuff, and thanks for joining us on the show.
It's so much my pleasure. And I'm going to give you one of these.
Do it. There you go.
Perfect. Slide whistle.
I love it. Thanks so much, Ben Gleib. Follow him, check him out, and oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
Starburns Audio.
A podcast network.